From a way to level up twice as fast to a secret tunnel you've never seen. These are 91 Blox Fruits things you need to know. Did you know that there's a hidden key in Blox Fruits? This key is a rare drop obtained by either killing the awakened Ice Admiral or killing one of the 2 NPCs at the Ice Castle, but the chances of them dropping it are really low. 2% low to be exact. The hidden key is used to obtain the Rengoku sword and then a samurai title by equipping it. You definitely didn't know about this one. If you hold Dragon Breath Z move while entering a raid, you will get teleported way far from the raid area once you enter it. Is this a glitch or a secret made on purpose? The one thing I really love about Dragon Breath is the Dragonborn title you get once you buy it. I want to know why this ability is so underrated and why no one is talking about it. The Great Tree is the 3rd island in the 3rd sea, and if you have access to it, you might consider yourself a pro. But you probably didn't know about this NPC that lets you extend your crew by 1 slot for 2,000 fragments. His name is Crew Captain, and he'll let you extend your crew up to 30 slots. So if you want to have a crew with 30 people, you'll need 30,000 fragments to extend it up to 30 slots. Jeez, that's a lot of fragments. But in case you don't have a crew and talk to him, he'll just say, "What's up? Nothing much, man. What about you?" Frozen Village is full of secret caves, but I bet you didn't know about this one. If you go to the Frozen Village and then go to the side opposite to the big cave, you'll find these doors which you can flash step through, but it's not worth it if you're not doing a quest to upgrade your Dark Blade, and inside can be found a tiny cave with a single letter on the ground. You'd be surprised at how many players reach the 2nd sea but never got to kill the Mob Leader in the 1st sea. Mob Leader is an NPC located on a tiny island near Magma Village. He's part of the Saber quest, and unfortunately he doesn't drop anything valuable. The worst possible thing you can miss in Blox Fruits is a spawn fruit on the ground. This has happened to me a million times. I'll be doing something on one island, then go to another island just to realize I saw a fruit on the island I was on, but forgot to pick it up. I once even missed a leopard fruit. I cried about that one for a week. Saber Puzzle is the quest you need to complete in order to obtain Saber Fruit. This quest takes place in the 1st sea, and it's really interesting. However, very few people end up completing this quest, which will lead you to the Frozen Village. Once you're there, find the cave where the ability teacher is, and stand under this stalactite. Wait until you get a drop from it, then go to the Sick Man NPC, who will direct you to the Pirate Village. Once you're there, find the Rich Man, who will give you the Ancient Relic. Take this to the stone building where Blox Fruits Gacha is, and you'll reach the final step of the puzzle. I'm not gonna tell you what comes after though. You need to go find out. This next one makes no sense. Did you know that you can use an ice skate to skate on lava and not take any damage? Like, how is this even possible? Wouldn't the lava melt the ice? Lava is clearly stronger than ice, so why doesn't it melt? I guess the devs just didn't think about this one. This one's not a secret, but definitely something many of you didn't know. When you have no fruits, you can swim without taking any damage. So now I have a question. Is the Blox Fruits world jealous because we got its fruit and now it wants to kill us? It sure seems that way. Did you know that the rarest thing in Blox Fruits is leopard fruit spawning in every server at once? It's so rare that the chances of me finding a friend are higher than this happening, and that's about 0%. You definitely didn't know about this one. Boats in the 2nd sea are slightly faster than boats in the 1st sea, and boats in the 3rd sea are way faster than boats in the 1st and 2nd sea. This is super useful to know, but useless if you're still a noob. But still, Light holds its title as the fastest way of traveling in the entire game. Did you know this? Comment down below. Did you know that you can destroy this bridge in the 2nd sea? Or rip it in half to be more precise. You'll need Control Fruit and its X move. Just stand on the middle of the bridge, make a control area, and levitate it into the air. And boom, you just destroyed the bridge. But people will still be able to use it, as long as they know how to jump. I wish I knew this years ago. I've always wondered why there are igloos we can't enter on the docks for, but I just found out that you can actually enter these. Just get the perfect angle and flash step inside of them, where you will find a secret chest. I think these are the least looted chests in the whole game. What's even better is that you can see through them once you're inside. It's a perfect hiding spot since you can see everyone, but no one can see you. And you can use it to make sure your friends don't sneak up on you. Well, I can't because I don't have any friends. The most obvious but least visited place in the 1st sea is definitely the Dark Step Teacher. He can be found on the Pirate Island, and all you need to do is walk through this wall or jump over it. But who wants a Dark Step anyways? Desert Island is another island full of secret locations, and if you pick up this chest, you'll find a secret tunnel. Just kidding. Everybody knows about Hassan. This secret location is a house with red doors. You can walk inside and you'll be greeted. This is a really good hiding spot, however, and this house is actually a part of the Saber Expert puzzle. Next up, we have the best location for server hopping. I'm obviously talking about the temple located on the upper Skylands in the first sea. You just need to break this wall and collect 8 golden chests, and you'll get an easy 8k belly. Another hidden location that's a part of upgrading your Darkblade is the admin house located in the middle town. This one right here. Whoops, actually it's this one. Inside you'll find an NPC called Robot Mega, who starts the Sun Quest for Darkblade V2, and an aura editor that lets you change the stage of your aura. If you just got to the second sea and want some extra cash, you should definitely rush to this bridge with pink stairs and find a discolored part of the wall. Then just break it and go inside to get around 10,000 belly. And while this doesn't sound like that much, you can literally server hop this and make around 1,000,000 belly per hour. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but this is still really useful. Next up, we've got Hassan NPC, who is the most famous hidden NPC in the game. However, many people don't actually know what Hassan sells. He sells you a swordsman hat that gives a 10% buff on sword damage, but you'll need at least 300 stats on sword and flash step, aura, and air jump combined. I don't know a single player who upgraded their weapon. Well, at least in the first sea. Upgrading your sword or gun is something you'll probably never do, but it's good to know you can do it. And all you need to do is visit the blacksmith NPC and give him some material. While I'm still at the pirate island, I might as well show you another NPC that people always sleep on. This is Darkstep Teacher, and he's located behind this wall, which you can walk through or jump over. He teaches you Darkstep fighting style for 150,000 belly, and it's crazy how few people know where he's located. If you go over to the bar area at the sea castle and talk to the bartender, he'll tell you about some real and some not real Blox fruits spawning at the sea. And no, he's not just talking nonsense. Real fruits do randomly spawn. Head over to the Great Tree Island and search for a real fruit, and comment down below if you've ever found a real fruit in Blox fruits. If you take a look at this house, it looks just like any other, but this house hides a secret. It's a perfect hiding spot because you can literally walk into it. This is a great way to prank your friends, and also a great place to hide if someone's chasing you. I bet you didn't know about this one, even though it's logical when you really think about it. Some bushes and Blox fruits will slow you down if you dash through them. I'm not sure if this is just a glitch or it's actually meant to exist. Maybe it'll get patched in a future update. Those dark blades with white hockey look way too cool. Have you ever wondered how to get one? Well, first you obviously need a dark blade, and then head over to Graveyard, where you will be able to find a Rip Indra NPC who will change your dark blade's hockey color. How cool is that? Most of you don't know about the cave in the frozen village. Wait, what? You already know about it? Alright, but there's no way you know about this cave in the frozen village. It's located at the opposite side of the big cave, and inside of it you can find an NPC who will give you a love letter. This letter is part of the Sun Quest, so that means you can only enter if you have the dark blade. But here's a catch. You can simply flash step your way inside, but unfortunately if you do this, the NPC won't be there, so you won't be able to read the letter, but you'll still be able to see it. While we're still in the frozen village, let me show you another secret Blox fruits hid from us. If you go over here and head into this log cabin, the one that's facing the sea, and look up, you'll see an attic. Climb up there and get that golden chest. I bet you didn't know about that one. Also, did you know that we got cursed chests back? Once you open it, the enemies will spawn, and you need to kill them in order to get high XP rewards. That's super cool. Next up, we have a secret passage behind the waterfall located on Hydra Island. And no, not this one. Everyone knows about this hallway. But if you go to the edge in the corner and jump up, you'll get to this secret passage, which leads to the inside of Hydra Island, which is a super cool hiding place. And if you flash step inside of that structure in the middle, you'll reach the pirate domain, which is also super cool. Two hidden locations at the exact same time. You may already know about the secret house in the middle town, but there's no way you know about this house located in the Skyland. Doors can be destroyed only with the Dark Step Z move, and inside you'll find a love letter, which means that this house is part of the Sun Quest. Did you know that there is a maze in Blox fruits? You heard that right. If you go to the Marine Fortress and then go right here, you'll see a discolored wall which you can flash step through. Inside, you will find a maze, and you can break the walls with any explosive move. Also, the reason why this maze is here is because of the Sun Quest, which again means that the entrance to the cave can be destroyed only if you have a dark blade. Even though this next one is stupid, it actually exists. I'm talking about the option to remove your fruit completely through the Remove Blox Fruit NPC. Many people don't even know this NPC exists, and there's so many players who never get to remove their fruit in this way. This is because most people simply don't want to pay 50,000 belly to have a fruit removed from their inventory. Darkblade V2 Awakening is what 99.8% of players miss. Not because you forget about it, but it's because you don't have a Darkblade. This is a whole quest that's called the Sun Quest, and it takes place in the first sea. And I have to admit, it's super fun. On to the second sea, and here we have the first NPC players miss in the sea, which is Cyborg. Most of you probably already know this guy, as he sells you a lantern boat for 1.5 thousand fragments. But before update 20, he used to sell a flower ship, which was way better in my opinion. Comment down below what you think. Next up, we've got the strongest god NPC, who sells you kombucha for 1.5 thousand fragments. He can be found at Usopp's Island in the second second sea, and the gun he sells is one of the best guns in the game. Did you know that lava doesn't melt the fruit? We all know that lava can kill you, but if you drop a physical fruit into lava, it won't melt. So next time you're worrying you're accidentally gonna drop your fruit while walking near lava, don't worry. The only thing you should worry about is to not drop yourself into lava. But if you have magma fruit, why worry? How many times did I say worry? I'm sure none of you have ever tested this one. You know how Doe's F ability keeps you safe from water damage? Well, there's something it doesn't protect you from, and that's fall damage. You will still take fall damage when transformed into a donut, but don't worry, it's not fatal. With my luck though, I transformed back into a normal character a millisecond before hitting the ground. Everyone knows there's not really a way to make your boat faster, except there actually is. This is something no one knows about. A turbo boat. You'll need a god human sea move for this one. Get a boat and stand close to a sea, then press C. Sit in the boat and just let off C. Your boat will literally get launched. Did you know that there's a hidden maze in the marine fortress? This is definitely one of the most interesting secrets hidden in the first sea, but unfortunately, if you don't have a dark blade, you won't be able to enter it. You need to go to the back of the fortress and look for a wall that's a different shade than the rest. Open it with your dark blade and voila! This maze is mainly used to obtain a love letter, which is needed to complete the sun quest, which upgrades the dark blade to the V2 variant. There's no way you already knew about this. You probably don't even have a dark blade, but at least you have friends. In order to access this next hidden room, you'll first need to kill Ice Admiral and get the key. I'm talking about the hidden room below the staircase inside the ice castle. Once you've got the key, you can simply walk through the wall while holding the key, and inside you'll find a chest which will give you a Rengoku sword and a title saber. Did you know about this one? Since we're still here at the ice castle, I'll show you another secret location. You'll first need to get a library key by killing the Ice Admiral. Once you've got that, simply go and unlock the library door. Inside you'll find Foyu, which can teach you the death step fighting style, but in order to do that, you'll need 5,000 fragments, 2.5 million belly, and 400 mastery on dark step. But if you just want to meet Foyu and don't have a key, don't worry because you can just flash step through the door. Next up, we have another hidden room, but this time it's on Floating Turtle Island. In order to access it, you first need to find this mushroom, which may be tricky because there are so many mushrooms on Floating Turtle. But once you found this exact mushroom, shoot the wall behind it and it'll break. When you walk inside, you will find this? Oh yeah, I just remembered. This room is where you collect your musketeer hat upon completing Citizen's Raid. Arrow is an NPC located in the second sea that allows you to evolve your race to V3. He's also one of the sons of Rip Indra, and his location isn't really hidden. But did you know that there is a hidden location inside of Arrow's home? Once you get to the Arrow, you'll need to go to the wall behind him, get the perfect angle, and flash step. If you succeed, you will find yourself in a big secret hideout spot where nobody will ever be able to find you. I said 99.8% of players don't experience getting V2 of Darkblade because 99.99999% of players don't experience getting called a so-called Slayer Darkblade, which is a V3 of Darkblade. Next thing most players miss is obtaining a cyborg race. Why? Well, because you need to complete a whole puzzle and the locations are pretty hidden, which makes cyborg race hard to obtain. Rengoku sword is one of the most known hidden features in the game. In order to obtain this sword, you'll need to kill the Ice Admiral, get the key, and enter the hidden room below the staircase in the haunted castle. Next up, we've got obtaining a superhuman fighting style, which is the best style you can get in the second sea. Most players miss this because the location of the teacher is pretty hidden. Superhuman teacher is located in this tiny little cave on Snow Mountain Island, and to get this style, you'll need 300 plus mastery on Dark Step, Electric, Water Kung Fu, Dragon Breath, and 3 million belly. On to the next NPC who's called Trevor. You may know this guy, but you probably don't know why he's there. He is a key NPC to gaining access to the Dawn Swan boss, but most players skip him or come back to him later because he wants a physical fruit that has a value of 1 million belly or above. Rubber's slingshot ability literally transforms you into Spider-Man. It allows you to hook onto buildings and pull up to them, which makes it perfect for when you're being chased by a player that's way stronger than you, since with this you can easily escape him. If you got yourself a VIP server just so you could farm some fruits, there's one thing you should know. Specifically on a VIP server, only 2 devil fruits will spawn in the first 2 hours and then they stop spawning. So you'll have to reset the game if you want some more to spawn. So you know how many games have jetpacks? Well, Blox Fruits has one too. If you equip the now removed Kilo fruit and then use its F ability, you will be able to go on forever into the sky. This literally doesn't stop. Well, I guess it does, because since update 20, Kilo doesn't exist anymore. But here's an NPC many of you still don't know about. If you go to the green zone in the second sea and get all the way up to the highest point on the largest plant, you'll find an NPC called Mysterious Man. He will sell you the true triple katana for 2 million belly, but you must have all 3 legendary swords, Sadi, Wando, and Shisui. You can buy these from the legendary legendary sword dealer, who only spawns at certain intervals throughout the game. On top of that, you must have 300 mastery on all 3 of these swords. Only then will you be able to get a true triple katana. Now we're in the second sea, and I'll show you one really cool hidden location. If you go to the Colosseum that's located on the Kingdom of the Rose Island, you'll see an entrance below the bridge. When you go inside, you'll find 2 rooms with these mean looking guys, and in one of those rooms will be King Redhead, who will ask you to go and disrespect Rip Indra if you're running away from your enemy on the Hydra Island. I've got a perfect hiding spot location to show you. You need to go to the arena and you'll see these stairs that are actually seats for spectators. Anyways, if you go to the side of the stairs, you'll be able to go under them, and there's no way your enemy will ever find you here. It's also super spacious. This is one of the most amazing NPCs in the game, and yet so many people miss King Redhead. He's the key NPC to get a fight against Rip Indra, and besides that, he's got the best story out of all the NPCs in the game. Next up, we've got one of the least visited NPCs, because by this point, many players decide to abandon the game or go back to the first sea to troll noobs. Alchemist NPC is an NPC that lets you upgrade your race to V2 if you've completed the flower quest. You have a bizarre rifle? If you don't, then that's probably because you missed El Rodolfo NPC, who sells this rifle for 25 ectoplasm. He can be found at the bottom floor of the cursed ship near the ship engineer enemy. El Admin is another NPC located in the cursed ship, who sells Midnight Blade for 100 ectoplasm. I know many players miss this NPC because so far I've only seen one player who has a Midnight Blade. You probably didn't know that there's a sword that can be awakened just like fruits can be. I'm talking about Saber Sword. All you have to do is kill someone that's the same level and same bounty as you, and you will be able to awaken it. Pretty cool. Also, the only way to get a Saber Sword is by doing the Saber Expert puzzle. Most of you still don't know that there's a way to stand on lava without any protection or abilities, and somehow not die? This sounds too good to be true, but it's kind of useless. If you teleport using a portal directly on lava, you will be able to stand on it and not take any damage. But that's only true under one condition: you can't move, which is why I said it's useless. But something even weirder is that if you do the same but on water, you will take damage and eventually die. There are many ways in Blox Fruits to glitch the game in yourself, but I bet you didn't know about this one. There's a glitch that literally gets you stuck on a boat, and there's no way to get out of this one. I don't know why someone would want to do this, but if you want to try it, you need Portal's World Warp. Then sit in the boat and use the ability. There you go. Now the only way to exit the boat is to exit the entire game. If you still haven't completed the fight with the Saber Expert, you probably don't know about this secret location. Head over to the desert island and look for a house that's partially engulfed in sand and has red doors. Now just head inside where you will be greeted. Once you're there, you need to find a way to unlock the secret room. Let me show you how to do that. Equip your torch and stand still next to the brown curtain. The curtains will burn down and reveal a secret room in which you'll find a wall with a poem and the cup sitting at this night table, I guess. You may be wondering what this room is. Well, all of this is a part of the puzzle you need to complete before fighting the Saber Expert. Comment down below if you've already completed this. The next one is hidden on purpose, and you must find it in order to complete the citizen request on the floating turtle island. Once you've killed 50 forest pirates and Captain Elephant, you'll need to find the hidden treasure. You will need to go here, smash this wall, and head inside. Inside you will find a chest, and once you loot it, you'll get the zebra cap, an accessory that gives you 12.5% more damage on sword and gun attacks, and 12.5% cooldown on the mentioned one. And despite this being super cool, not many people know about it. Have you heard about Ancient Monk? Well, maybe you did, but do you know where he's located? If not, I'll show you. This guy is located at the floating turtle island. To be a little more precise, inside one of the trees on the floating turtle island. It's actually this tree, and it might be a little tricky to find it, but finding a way inside of this tree is even more tricky. But here's how to find it easily. Just climb on this big wall, and from that side it'll be easy to spot an entrance. Then just go inside and go through the passage until you drop down where you will find an Ancient Monk, the NPC that teaches you god-human fighting style. And I'll be honest, the first time I was here, I thought he was some kind of squirrel. Next up, however, we have a location that not many players have ever accessed, but there's something even more interesting in there. First, we'll need to reach that location by going to Tiki Outpost Island in the 3rd sea. Then climb right here and go down. Inside, you will find another hole and just jump down once again. For those of you who don't know, this is a shipwright, which is a subclass that allows players to repair their boats. And if you take a closer look at the wall, you'll see the number 50, which is actually a hint. It refers to the 50 sea events you have to clear to unlock the door for shipwright subclass. There you go, a hidden hint. Most of you know that the haunted ship isn't actually inside the ship itself, but a completely separate island that's far away from the ship. In order to reach this island, you'll need to jump in a boat from the Kingdom of the Rose. Steer to the right and just go forward. It'll take you some time, but once you see a weird dark island, you'll know you're there. There are 2 ways how you can access the inside of Haunted Ship Island from here, And the first one is flash stepping through the wall, which is a bit harder. And the second way is simply stepping on these red tiles, which will kill you. And while this might seem bad, once you respawn, you'll be inside of the haunted ship. Next up, we've got a Yama puzzle, and players sleep on it for a reason. The Yama puzzle is a secret puzzle that takes place in various locations throughout the 3rd sea, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to complete. It's arguably one of the most difficult quests in the game, and upon completing it, you will receive a Yama sword. Ancient One is the most 3rd sea NPC, if I can even call it an NPC, in the game. This NPC is sphere looking, and it is necessary to interact with him in order to obtain gears, which are used to obtain a race V4 ability by fitting them into an ancient clock. After researching more about this NPC, I understand why so many people just skip it or miss it completely, because it's way too complicated. Just like many players don't upgrade their weapons, many players miss on enchanting their weapons too. Enchanting can be done through the Dragon Talon Sage NPC, who is located on Tiki Outpost. This NPC lets you craft scrolls and then enchant guns and swords with them. But next we've got the Spy NPC, who is located in the Tiki Outpost. The only reason why almost everyone misses this NPC is because it's one of the latest NPCs in the game. Spy sells clues about the Leviathan for 1.5 thousand fragments, which is, at the moment, the only way to summon Leviathan. You'll need to get 4 clues to fully summon him, which means that it costs a total of 6,000 fragments to fully bribe the Spy. This is a whole process and it takes a lot of time to do. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you have a physical fruit and are about to die and lose it? Well, actually, it's super easy to save it. All you need to do is press backspace when you die and you will drop the fruit. Obviously, this is useless if you die in a PvP fight because the other player will just grab it. And if you're quick enough, you can call in a friend for backup and you can drop it to them quickly before you die. But I can never do this because I don't have any friends. But if there's not enough time for that, at least you will get a second chance to destroy that dude. Did you know that there are secret doors in Marine Fortress? But you'll need a dark plate to open them. So many of you will never get to go through these doors. Well, unless the admin is your best friend, then he can simply give you one. Did you know that fruit won't disappear if you drop it onto a wall? Instead, it will land at the top of the wall. That's pretty weird. Blox Fruit's developers really said no to the laws of physics. But if you're creative enough, this would be a good way to prank your friends. Get your most expensive fruit and drop it into the wall. Now your friends will think you literally wasted the fruit, but actually it's on top of the building. Completely safe. I honestly don't know how someone found this out. Did you know that you can set your spawn point from outside of the mansion, literally through the wall? Like, how do you spot that? I honestly don't know, but this might save you 0.001 seconds of your life someday. Now that's hidden. The Blox Fruits map is full of some random blocks sticking out from various places. The most famous one is that huge block sticking out in front of the haunted castle. No one knows how and why it's there. Devs had probably just forgotten to remove it, but I don't mind it honestly. There's also another block longer than it's supposed to be in the port town, which is just super funny. I've always wondered why there are igloos we can't enter on the docks for, but I just found out that you can actually enter these. Just get the perfect angle and flash step inside of them, where you will find a secret chest. I think these are the least looted chests in the whole game. What's even better is that you can see through them once you're inside. It's a perfect hiding spot since you can see everyone, but no one can see you. And you can use it to make sure your friends don't sneak up on you. Well, I can't because I don't have any friends. The Great Tree is the 3rd island in the 3rd sea, and if you have access to it, you might consider yourself a pro. But you probably didn't know about this NPC that lets you extend your crew by 1 slot for 2,000 fragments. His name is Crew Captain, and he'll let you extend your crew up to 30 slots. So if you want to have a crew with 30 people, you'll need 30,000 fragments to extend it up to 30 slots. Jeez, that's a lot of fragments. But in case you don't have a crew and talk to him, he'll just say, "What's up? Nothing much, man. What about you?" Did you know that Glashim is the stupidest NPC in the game? And that's why so many people miss him. The only thing he does is tell you how many ectoplasms you have. He's in the game because before update 17.3, you weren't able to see how many ectoplasms you had in your inventory. Even though it's not the least done quest in the game, too many players still sleep on Citizen Quest. You'll get around 350 million XP from this quest and 150,000 belly, but the main reward is Musketeer Hat along with a title. Crypt Master is an NPC whose only job is to open doors. This NPC will open the door to the crypt if you've got Yama and Tushita swords, with 300 plus mastery on both, and are level 2200 or above. Did you know that Chad is the king of Blox fruits? A secret all of you missed. If you take a closer look at the leg of both the chests and trading tables, you'll be able to see a message saying Chad is the king of Blox fruits. There are rumors that this is a reference to one of the mods, but personally I think they're talking about me. If for some reason you want to be in motion while AFKing, you can do that. Portal's quantum leap ability allows you to create 2 portals. So place the first one on the ground, look up, and place the other one above the first one. This looks super cool, and it's one of the best ways to be AFK while still being stylish. Now all you need to do is jump into one of those. But now try to exit the loop without changing the fruit. Yeah, good luck with that. You're never escaping. Players have been searching for a way to keep their bounties safe for ages now, and here it is. If you get killed by an NPC or another player kills you, you will obviously lose bounty. But if you unalive yourself right before they kill you, you will get to keep your bounty. It's that simple, and you should definitely start practicing this, because it takes some really quick reflexes. This is a weird one that no one will ever use, but believe it or not, you can use a fruit and its abilities without actually having that fruit. For example, if you have leopard fruit and transform into leopard, then remove that fruit from your inventory at fruit remover, you will still be a leopard without having leopard fruit. I don't know if there's any use in this, but it's good to know it exists. Some of you may have already talked to this NPC called King Redhead, but I'm pretty sure none of you know what he's actually talking about. King Redhead is one of the most mysterious and developed NPCs in the whole entire game. He's located in the 2nd sea, and if you're in the 3rd sea and go back to the 2nd sea to talk to him, he'll say, "Hi, this is a mental image of myself. I'm currently sealed in the 3rd sea." And if you go back to the 3rd sea and look behind the sea castle, you'll see some sort of a stone tablet where King Redhead's body parts are sealed in. Here's a backstory if you don't know how that happened. Him and Rip Indra actually got in a fight, and Rip Indra absolutely destroyed him. But that wasn't enough, so he decided to cut him up and cement his body into one huge gravestone. No one knew Rip Indra was that crazy, huh? But if that wasn't hidden enough, this one is even crazier, being rated one of the best hiding spots in the game. This spot will make sure no one can ever find you, not even the admins. To hide here, you'll need to go to the ice castle, stand close to this wall, adjust your angle, and flash step your way inside of it. Not only is it the best hiding spot, but it's also huge, so you can, I don't know, train, test your moves, do some push-ups, anything. You can even bring your friends here and hang out with them all day long, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. Oh yeah, I just remembered I don't have any. Did you know that there's a hidden maze in the Marine Fortress? This is definitely one of the most interesting secrets hidden in the 1st sea, but unfortunately, if you don't have a dark blade, you won't be able to enter it. You need to go to the back of the fortress and look for a wall that's a different shade than the rest. Open it with your dark blade and voila! This maze is mainly used to obtain a love letter, which is needed to complete the Sun Quest, which upgrades the dark blade to the V2 variant. There's no way you already knew about this. You probably don't even have a dark blade, but at least you have friends. Next up, we've got one really weird NPC, and I bet you don't know his purpose. This is Drip Mama NPC, and the only thing he does is tell you how many more enemies you need to kill in order to start a Cake Prince or a Dough King raid. How stupid. Most of you don't have a pretty helmet because you missed this guy. This is Lenovan, an NPC that gives you a pretty helmet if you kill 5 elite pirate. And best of all, you don't have to pay anything. Another accessory that many players miss and never get is the Jaw Shield, which is obtained by completing 5 quests from the Player Hunter NPC. You probably didn't know that some of the gravestones in the graveyard make fun of special people's deaths. One of the gravestones appeared to be Fod 10's gravestone, and it implies how he once, when he was alive, said, "Can I have a gravestone?" Something's telling me he was working on the game with the rest of the developers, and jokingly said this. And now here it is. Luckily, he was just joking with his friends, and he's still alive, I guess? I wish I had friends to joke around with. Anyways, Fod 10 was laying in his gravestone alone until update 13, when another gravestone finally got text. This was E's gravestone, and it said, "If I get to BV, I will stop." And underneath that, there are 3 letters, TBA, which stands for to be announced. No one really knows what the purpose of his message was, but those 3 letters tell us that there's more things coming up, even though this was several updates ago, and we still don't know its meaning. The 3rd and last gravestone was on behalf of Wenlock, and it says dead for disrespecting his masters. I guess he threw a few disrespectful jokes, but his friends still put on headphones in his graveyard so he could get a better experience while watching my videos. Throughout Blox Fruit's history, the game was constantly getting new hidden hints, and only the players with the sharpest pair of eyes were able to spot them. Here are some of them. The first hint is located in the cafe, and it says it exists, even if some of you have already seen it, I bet you don't know what it means. But don't worry, I'll tell you. It means that the white aura does in fact exist. Or does it mean the One Piece is real? The second hint can be found in the awakening room, and it says life form, which hints that you need all the races to get white aura. And there's also another hint in the basement of the lab, and this one says undead, which hints us about zombies. And guess where the zombies are? At the graveyard, of course. And where can you get white aura? Also at the graveyard. Meaning that all of the hints since day one were implying that white aura will eventually exist. It's crazy how developers had this all planned out from the beginning. Did you know about this? Comment down below.